Almost everyone watching this right now really needs to hear this, so please listen carefully. There's a really good chance that you are by far your own worst critic when it comes to your beard and especially the way your beard looks. There's also a high likelihood that right now, today, the day you're watching this video, you have already had negative thoughts about your beard. Whether it's a dip below the lip, whether it's some flyaways on your sideburns that are driving you crazy, or you have an S-curl somewhere, or maybe there's some transparency at the bottom, or maybe your mustache is not symmetrical, or maybe you're still thinking back to last week when you had a trim that wasn't just perfect. Well, guess what? You also need to hear this. No one else really sees those things, and if they do, they don't really care. Even if a thought enters their head that has any of the same thoughts, it leaves real quickly. We have this human trait where we really think that everyone's thinking about us and talking about us when it's usually not true. And so we beat up on ourselves, especially as men. We want to make sure we're dialed in. We want to make sure everything looks strong. We want to be in a competition, a comparison, and that's just not healthy. One of the very worst things for your beard is stress. Stress will kill your beard. It will change the color. It will make it feel different. It will start to increase your shedding. It will create breakage. We don't want to worry about that. And that just becomes a vicious cycle. You start stressing about the way your beard looks, and then you stress because you're not supposed to stress, and then it makes it look worse, and it just keeps feeding itself. Let's break that cycle. And I want to talk about this today. It's not going to be a long video, but I do think it is one that has some staying power. It can really help out your mental approach when it comes to the beard, which then in return will help out the physical approach. But to introduce myself, because some of you might be new here and like, who's this guy? What's his resume? Why is he qualified to say these things? First off, hello. My name is Dan. Thank you for checking this video out. I'm not trying to be anything that's controversial or aggressive. I just think that you have a great beard and you should have a little bit more confidence in it. My resume, I just love beards. I've had a beard for a long time. I've looked at a ton of beards. I've helped a lot of beards, and I really just think everybody should rock what they got and have the best beard possible for them. And if that sounds good to you guys, of course, hit that thumbs up, consider subscribing if you're new here, and thank you to everyone that supports this platform and my passion in any way possible. So with this, I see it time and time again. We have a show on Wednesday nights with my wife called Beard Advice Live, where people send in pictures of their beards. People message me pictures of their beards every day. People ask me about problems and issues they have, and they will describe it. And they'll say, Dan, I have this huge problem. It's driving me crazy. I can't stop thinking about it. And then they send me a picture, and I'm like, these two things don't add up. You're talking about this being this massive problem, and then you send me this gorgeous, immaculate, perfect beard. And in their mind, though, it really is a problem. In their mind, they're hyper-analyzing it. Couple of things. Don't get too close to the mirror. If you have something that's bothering you, stay back. I have a video about arm length. No one talks to you as close as you look at the mirror. So step back a bit. Okay, that helps a little bit. Now let's not be too critical. Understand something that's an issue today might be part of your perfect beard tomorrow. And we don't want to get too crazy. Another thing is, most of us are going to have these beards for a long time. So even if you have an issue or something that looks off for a day, for a week, when you zoom out far enough, you're never going to remember that. You're not even going to think about that bad trim or that spot. And you're going to start to look at different ways to be healthy and to improve it and really dial in your routine. Now, kind of two, little finger awkwardness, they're kind of two main things that I really want to hit on with this. Number one is that your approach is going to change with trial and error in practice. It's not sexy. It's not fun to say, right? That's not easy to give an answer, but it's true. Whether it's your combing, whether it's using heat, whether it's figuring out the right products for you, the amount of products for you, the days to use which products, the time, there's no one size fits all. It depends on your DNA, your beard, your climate, so many aspects. What about your water table? Do you have hard water? Do you have soft water? All of those variables play a part, and this channel addresses all of them. I have like 1,300 videos that I would love for you to check out, and if you have specific questions, message me. I will send you links. I know all of my videos. I don't know how, but I remember every single one, and I'll find them and get them to you. And then number two, when I say all these things, I don't want you to be overly critical, but I also don't want you to be blind. I want you to have a purposeful beard, an intentional beard, a beard that is a huge billboard that sends a message that I care about myself, that I really, really like the way that I look and I'm confident. So we do want to make sure we're following the best practices. I do have things that pop up that I'm like, I don't like that, but then I make a plan. And then I try to practice. I try to adjust. I don't sit there and then beat myself up about it. It is what it is. Now let's move on, adjust, and make it better. That positive approach is going to benefit your beard in so many ways. From that lower stress, that mental approach, to then even just having a clear mind in the way that you want to work. I've had one bad trim in my life, and it was at a time I was stressed. It was at a time that I had a time constraint, and then I was starting to get worried, and then the results were horrible. If you relax, you give yourself a little bit of cushion to breathe and understand nothing's going to be perfect, it's really going to help you out in the end. And I could go on and on and on about this, but I've just seen so many people lately that have been overly critical of their beard and it became a detriment to their beard. So please understand, just because you notice something doesn't mean anybody else does, doesn't mean that it's actually a problem. And if you do think you have a problem, let's find a plan and get to going on that plan. We don't need to worry about it. That doesn't accomplish anything. So please consider not being your own worst critic. There's a lot of critics out there in this world. Let's let them do their job. Haters are going to hate. You don't need to bring that on yourself, you guys. So please, if I can help you, reach out. Dan C. Bearded on Instagram, Dan_command@yahoo.com for email. I respond to every single message, usually in a really timely manner. I take pride in helping people. It's an honor that people would want to ask me questions. So I'm putting that invite out there to you guys. Cannot wait to be able to help where I can. And of course, let's light that comment section up down below. I would love for you to share an experience of your own. Did you have a light bulb moment with being your own worst critic? Are you still your own worst critic? Let's get a discussion, and I guarantee your words could help somebody out. I guarantee your words will be relatable to the thousands of people that are going to watch this video. So thank you guys in advance for those comments. I appreciate you guys so much. And listen to this last phrase that I always say, but it means a lot to me. Please stay bearded and stay positive.